Bro, Hollywood P reacts.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your dude Hollywood P back again for another video. Now, as always, folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Also, turn on your post notifications so that you stay up to date with all of my latest uploads. All right, folks, I am back. I know you guys miss me. I've been getting like a lot of messages and stuff from you, like, where you at, man? Where you at? Well, I just took a little time off. I'm working on a different project as well outside of YouTube, so I had to take some time off for that. Now, today we are going to be discussing something you guys have been messaging me about, I guess, over the past couple of days, about the friend group kind of falling apart. And if you're not too familiar with what I'm talking about, is, you know, DDG has friends like Derek, Baby Rich, his brother Dub, and you got Chino, you got Damo, Lexi, Valentine. You had this whole friend group that always used to get together around Christmas times, birthdays, and just other types of celebrations. Well, apparently it looks like things are kind of falling apart within the circle that was once used to celebrate, like we say, Christmas together, birthdays, etc. And it all kind of started when this hit-a-thon happened. As we know, a good friend of mine, Damo, as you guys know, like Damo and Lexi was hanging around, you know, Dub for a couple years. And they just, you know, Damo used to be Dub's cameraman and everything. And, you know, after the hit-a-thon happened, there was a little bit of back and forth where Damo feel like he possibly was slighted a little bit by not being, you know, formally invited to the hit-a-thon, which I think he should have definitely been there since he is an artist and just, you know, he's friends with everybody. So why wouldn't he be there? You know, that's my opinion, solely my opinion. And apparently he feels the same way. I do feel like he should have been there. But things get a little deeper. Pause. Apparently there has been some controversy now between Baby Rich and Dub. Not with DDG. DDG is still good with everybody, but it's except for Damo. And Damo really didn't have a relationship built. It was mostly, of course, it was Dub, you know. But this is kind of like, I was like, I said, Baby Rich and Dub? I said, y'all sure? Well, it's real. And Derek's kind of in the mix as well, but I think the tension is mostly with Dub. As we know, Baby Rich is kind of like the ride or die group member. He'll pop up with you if you got beef with somebody. If somebody attacking, you know, one of the friends, he gonna pull up. It don't matter if he laying across the couch watching TV, he up, dressed, in the car, going to see what's up. You know what I mean? That's just that Alabama, that down south in him. You know, he gonna pull up. And I'm gonna actually show you guys proof that, you know, Baby Rich is always there for Dub. In two occasions. This first occasion I'm going to just talk about because, you know, the video is actually on my page, probably like 20 videos back. And it's called like DDG's Top Op or something like that. Baby Rich was there when the dude that looks just like DDG, back when he had his hair, was, I guess, beefing with DDG or doing some slighted stuff with Halle and all this stuff. And Baby Rich was there right beside Dub because Dub was trying to fight the guy. Baby Rich was there, along with, was it Kelly, Derek, everybody. They was there, ready to ride. And that was at some event out here in LA, you know, but that was a few months back. Now we fast forward to when Dub had an issue with Neon. Once again, Baby Rich probably lay across the couch, got the call from Dub, like, yo, we got smoke. We got to go see Neon. And I'm going to show you this clip here of Baby Rich, as always, kind of right there with Dub, you know, to get into some stuff that he ain't got nothing to do with, you know, but he's like, I got to ride for the guys, you know what I mean? So we're going to check that video out real quick, and then we're going to talk about it, and then we're going to talk about what's going on now.
Y'all
And as we can see, Baby Rich is right beside Dub doing an altercation that had nothing to do with him, riding for Dub. So the issue that is going on is that Baby Rich had an event. As you know, I guess he's got an album coming out. He's got, new music and stuff like that. And he wanted the guys to be there. Derek told him, I guess a while ago that he's got his daughter, he's got a girlfriend that lives in the Bay, so he's back and forth, so he can't go to all the events. He kind of told him up front. So Baby Rich, I guess, still was kind of, I guess, probably upset because he's always there for when the guys having events, like, of course, like DDG and everything. But, he doesn't really, I guess, include DDG in this type of situation because, as you see, Dub and Baby Rich doing their own thing. You know what I mean? When it's something like this ain't had nothing to do with DDG. You know what I'm saying? It was just Neon was at an event that DDG was at. Dub walked right past DDG. He wasn't really tripping. He had some issues, some smoke with Neon. And, of course, Baby Rich is right there with him. So, apparently, Baby Rich asked Dub to go to a particular event with him, and Dub declined. So Baby Rich feels the type of way. He's like, hold on. Every time there's something going on, they ain't got nothing to do with nothing even about making no money. As you can see, his cameraman is to the left of him. Dub's cameraman is to the left. He ain't holding no camera. He there for the smoke. You understand what I'm saying? So the way Baby Rich is looking at it is like, bro, I'm ride or die for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even signed. I ain't got nothing really to do with Dub. You just homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm signing your brother. Some business type stuff, and that's the homie as well. But he's like, I'm out here pulling up for stuff, risking my life. Apparently, because Neon Security could have pulled out a gun and stopped blasting everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he paid to do. So he risking his life to come hang with you. And he asked you to come to an event, which I know you have woo-wop and stuff. So that's kind of why, like, it's like, if it's something where you just home laying up with your girl and this man come and ask you, like, hey, man, can you put up this event? Cause I need to feel the homies around. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all my homies. Like, why y'all not pulling up and supporting my music or whatever I got going on? So it was some kind of big event that Baby Rich was having, and they didn't pull up. Nobody pulled up for him. Of course, DDG was, he got his own stuff going on, flying in and out of Japan and stuff. And as you can see, Dub, and Leah, they got their thing. He got a house now and stuff. And yeah, so I'm pretty sure he was laid up with Aaliyah, and he just ain't felt like going because it's something that Baby Rich knew. He's like, man, you ain't got woo-wop because Brittany got woo-wop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what made Baby Rich pissed off. So Baby Rich and Dub really ain't on speaking terms. They ain't unfollowed each other or nothing on IG. Like Damo and Dub and all that's over with. But I think what it is with Baby Rich and Dub, they just need to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because it's stupid. Because it's like they got to be around each other. Because Baby Rich is signed to DDG, and Dub got to go to the events that DDG have. So it's like you guys got to eventually get back cool. So Derek said that he called Baby Rich when he was on stream, I guess, with Chino. Baby Rich looked at the phone and put it back down. Didn't even pick it up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say there's some type of internal issues going on within the friend group. Because like we said, there's no more dinners, them Sunday dinners and stuff at the DDG mansion, all that's over with. So that bond is gone. Then it's just everybody just kind of going on their separate paths. I believe if Baby Rich catch heat, you know what I'm saying, far as his music heats up, he'll probably leave DDG and go to a different label. You know what I mean? Like a mainstream label type instead of Zooted. That's what I'm thinking, because it's like if him and Dub ain't cool, then eventually DDG gonna start kind of putting him on the back burner as well, because DDG gonna ride with his brother. So, but hopefully, like I said, with DDG, well, with Dub and Baby Rich, I just feel like it's just a sit down conversation that needs to happen. But Dub been putting up subliminals about, man, if you ain't ever, the shade rant. If you ain't ever me, I ain't ever with you. I don't keep my nothing. If you ain't messing with me, you can get on. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I believe eventually they'll get back cool. They just need to really have a conversation. But I think Baby Rich is. I mean, honestly, I put it like this: Baby Rich has been around enough where he just doesn't have to be looked at as like just like the help or something like that. You get what I'm saying? Like he part of the group. He a real friend to the group. Been down with y'all for years. Been grinding with y'all for years. Been getting into BS with y'all for years. And it's like if he has something that's standalone y'all don't show him no respect. Y'all don't show him the same respect as y'all would show DDG. You You know what I'm saying? Y'all like, hey man, it's just Rich rapping again. Kind of like a little kid bothering y'all or something like that. Now I'm like, if this man's showing up to your squabbles and stuff like that in the middle of nothing, he don't even know what he walking into. He just know, hey man, we going up here, man, to handle some smoke. What are we doing? You know what I mean? So, and Baby Rich just hopping up, throwing on, you know, a quick little sweatsuit or whatever and getting down there. He's like, yo man, where we at? Where we at? Whatever pop off, he right there. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I feel it 50. Like I say, I don't know at the time if Dub had like woo wop or he got a lot going on. You know, he got to please his girl, and then she got kids and stuff. And it might have been one of them situations, or he just was tired. You know what I'm saying? But Baby Rich, whatever it was something that was special to Baby Rich, and he feels a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they ain't unfollow each other because he know that it ain't that deep, but they got to have a conversation about stuff. You know what I mean? And they need to have and I think this is something that was probably needed to be addressed a while back. You know what I mean? Just the respect level. I don't think that Dub, you know what I'm saying, gives Baby Rich the respect like he deserves. I mean, Baby Rich is an artist. Baby Rich is your friend. He's not just a cameraman or nothing like that. He's really like the homie. So, you know, by the homies not pulling up, Baby Rich might have been, you know, he might have felt like he was at a club and he might have wanted, you know, somebody around him, you know, just in case something popped off, and everybody's like, nah, man, decline. And he's like, dang, when y'all need me, I'm always there. So, I mean, I get it. But anyway, folks, I am going to end it there. I hope them boys can work it out. Like I said, as far as the Damo and Dub and Damo and DDG and all that around, that's over with. You know, even with Chino, Damo ain't even cool with Chino no more, so he just kind of pretty much riding solo. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna end it at, guys. But like I said, hopefully they can fix this. But anyway, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and as always, folks, holla back at your boy. Peace.